What is this? Villar Company is being questioned in terms of its flawed valuation. This is the subject for today's TRFM stock commentary. And the business in question is eto daw Villar Land na hindi ako familiar nung una. Yun pala si si Heaven. Eto si Heaven, Golden MV Holdings. Na eto, na content ko na to in my channel eh. I think madaming beses na sinabi ko based on my analysis, etong market cap niya na to, I think it's inflated. I don't think nire-reflect niya yung true valuation nung business. So madami kasing way paano i-value ang isang business, ang company. Ako, based on my personal valuation model, yung valuation ko kasi is hindi siya nakadepende sa ano yung valuation ng kanilang mga asset, ano yung valuation ng future ng kanilang asset. Ako, ang valuation ko is all about basing on the company's earnings and cash flows. Ako, wala akong pakialam ano yung existing value ng kanilang asset kasi kapag masyado ang nagbe-base sa value ng kanilang mga asset or yung ginagawa nila yung net asset value, pag tinanggal mo na yung liability side, no? Kasi yung asset, may mga items diyan na pwede mo talagang pagmukhaing malaki yung kanyang value. So I'm not saying na yun yung ginagawa ng Golden MV kasi hindi naman yun yung ginamit ko na valuation. Pero in terms of my personal valuation model, talaga siya grossly overvalued. In fact, andito pala yung analysis ko no? Okay. Ito yung ginamit ko sa discussion ko dati. And this one is as of ending June of 2024. Second quarter. Nung tinitin ko yung financial neto, hindi pa pala ito nagsasubmit ng niya, no? Di pa siya nagsasubmit ng kanyang 2024 na na annual report. Na I think yun din yung binabanggit dito sa article na to. Bakit hindi pa sila nagsasubmit ng nilang 2024 na report? Ngayon, kapag binalikan ko yung valuation ko dito dati, applying an optimistic assumption on this business, actually 35 nga yung lumabas, di ba? And optimistic na ako dyan, okay, sa valuation ko na yan. So, ba't ako optimistic dito on this valuation? Kasi in-applyan ko sila ng premium na multiple na I don't think deserve ng Golden MV Holdings mabigyan ng premium multiples only because di naman siya exciting na business eh. And in fact, based on 2022 going 2023, flat nga siya eh. Ayan Maski yung mga data ko dito na inipon is flattish din and actually a little bit going down year over year. So yung mga ganyang klase ng business hindi yan binibigyan ng premium. So kapag in-apply ko siya ng margin of safety to be a little bit more conservative, 15%, 26, applyan mo yan ng 20%, 24, 30%, ayun so 19 pesos, mga ganun. So kahit yung 26.7 pesos yung gamitin ko, so 26.7 times an outstanding share of 644 million times 0.644 para sa akin, ang kanyang market cap lang dapat is around 17 billion based on a conservative assumption. And again, based on my own valuation model, na yung 27 na yun, actually, doon siya nag-IPO malapit dati, di ba? Bago siya, pitikin ng, I'm not sure paano nangyari to. Na from 20 to 30, bigla siyang pumunta into, ilan na yung price niya, di ba? 2,000 plus. So, this one is Heaven, ayun di ba, yun So, dito siya nag-IPO dati. Ang lowest sign is around 27. She's dito, no? Actually, 27, bago siya talaga siya pitikin ng pitikin. Non-stop eh. So, possible ba na mangyari to na pitikin siya ng pitikin ng ganito kalaki, blah, blah, blah. Yes, kapag, kukunti yung float ng business, which is yun nga, no? Ayan, no? Kukunti yung float ng, business and mostly ng, dyan, nagmamay-ari ng Heaven are insider. Okay? Na based on their current price, that's an overvaluation of again, this was based on my valuation model. That's an overvaluation of around 98% overvalued. So ako, yun lang yung personal analysis ko on these stock. Ngayon, ano yung sinasabi ng mga analyst, di ba, or ng mga professionals on this company? So doon ako magre-react on this video. Vantage Point, Villar Land justifies flawed valuation. So Villar Land formerly, ayun, tama, no, Golden MV Holdings. So magpapalit na naman sila ng pangalan. Actually, before this Golden MV Holdings, may iba silang pangalan eh. I believe Haven ata, if I'm not mistaken. So ang mangyayari is pangatlo natin nilang palit to ng pangalan kung sakali. A rebranded property developer with cemetery, developer origins, blah blah blah, has emerged from obscurity to claim the mantle of the Philippines' most valuable public listed company, supposedly worth 1.5 trillion, na in fact, nung inanalyze ko to dati, di ba? If I remember, kino-compare ko siya dati with SM. So, bago ko puntan si SM, makikita nyo to, no? Around sabihin natin 1.5 trillion in market cap. Earning 1.4 billion annually. At least yun yung nire-report nila, no? Meanwhile, you go to SM. So SM is a company worth only 1 trillion. Okay. Pero if you look at the earnings, no, that's 82 billion in annual earnings as of 2024 performance. Ganun kalaki yung discrepancy. Kaya ikaw, if you're thinking it logically, talagang may something eh, di ba? And dahil 1.5 trillion yung valuation ng business niya na to, that's the reason bakit napupuna sa pagiging top 1 billionaire si Manuel Villar sa Pilipinas. Kasi kapag kinocompute yung net worth ng mga bilyonaryos, kasama sa equation is yung yung equity value ng nilang mga investment, di ba? Eh dahil si Villar, syempre may hawak siya sa kanina yung Golden MV worth 1.4 trillion. May percentage ownership siya rito. So yun, sinasama yun sa computation ng kanilang net worth. Kaya siya yung number 1. Number 2 ata si di ba? Si Razon ba yun? Kasi lumaki na rin kasi yung ICT niya eh. ICT is now valued 837 billion with an earnings potential of 800 pala kasi to? US dollar, no? 849 million USD. So 849 million is around 47.98 billion in peso. So again, or still makita niyo yung discrepancy ng market cap nung dalawa. In fact, yung earnings potential na nire-report ng Heaven, yung 1 billion, madami kang makikita sa mid-cap index, higher than 1.4 billion yung kanilang earnings potential, pero di hamak na sobrang liit ng kanilang market cap. Example, kunyari, Keeper, di ba? Very simple na distributor ng alak. Ayan 3.5 billion in annual earnings and a market cap of only 40 billion, di ba? Kita niyo yung mga discrepancy. At the heart of this valuation is a 1.33 trillion land revaluation that allegedly drove 1 million or 1 trillion in 2024 net income. Ganun, no? So kapag nag-report pala to ng kanyang ano, so eventually pala kapag nag-report to ng kanyang ano, 2024 filings, may mababasa tayo ditong 1 trillion in ano, eventually 1 trillion in earnings, ganun ba 'yon? An increase of 68,000% from the prior year. Kasi ganyan yung mga nasa ano eh. Nasa ano to eh, property sector, 'di ba? Ayan oh. So, yung mga property sector, yung kanilang mga properties kasi pag gumagawa sila ng revaluation, 'di ba? And kunyari yung nag-appraise, yung nag-revalue na ano, third party, sinabi nila mas mataas na yung valuation neto, blah blah blah. Nagkakaroon ng tinatawag na ano, revaluation gains yung mga property stock. Pero pag kinompute mo yung kanilang funds from operation ng mga property sector na to na ma-eliminate kasi yung mga ganong klase ng revaluation. Makita mo yung the closest sa kanilang cash flow talaga eh ng mga property stock na to na in the case of Heaven, for sure, mababa yung ano nito. Yung kanyang FFO, okay, funds from operation. But our investigation paints a radically different picture. One of inflated valuation, absent financial disclosure, cherry-pick comparables, and dangerous accounting games. Kaya hindi ako gumagamit guys ng ano eh, ng valuation based on asset. The closest sector na ginagamitan ko ng asset kasi nga book value yung ginagamit ko or asset is under book value, ganon, is yung banking sector. The rest, di ko na ginagamitan ng ano, valuation based on ano, asset. Yung mga banking sector, di naman nila kayang inflate yung kanilang ano eh, yung kanilang mga asset or bibihira yung mga banking sector na gumagawa ng ganon. Even more damning is the company's last available financial report filed in September, no, third quarter. So wala pa nga yung kanyang fourth quarter. Na kung totoo itong article na to, may mag-appear na re-evaluation gain, no? 1 trillion. Grabe yun ah. There is a story of tiny asset, negligible equity, and negative cash flow. Na kinompare ko din yan dati. Yung asset ng SM tsaka ano, asset ng HVN na sobrang laki nung ano, nung difference nung asset nung dalawa. Villar Land in its current state resembles not the Philippines' largest business empire, but a paper tiger propped up by accounting illusion. So siguro yung article na to, naniniwala sila na ano, etong Villar Land, inflated yung kanyang valuation dito. Okay. The combined earnings of the country's top 10 industrial conglomerates amounted to 273 billion. Grabe, no? For 12 months. However, incomparable sila sa, kunyari, re-report niya talaga to, no? Na 1 trillion in earnings in 1 year. Bah, malupit yan, no? 1.5 trillion valuation backed by 38 billion in asset. So, ang justification nila is based on future potential and land revaluations. Yun naman pala, di ba? So, ngayon, dahil sa depende sa kung maniniwala ka that may future potential revaluation talaga yung kanilang mga lupa, no? Na mag-appreciate ng ganun katindi yung value ng lupa ng ano, Villar Land. Na ako, di ako gumagamit ng ganyang valuation, no? Ano yung earnings mo tsaka cash flows mo, dun lang ako magbe-base. And sabi pa rito, this is not Villar Land's first identity. Nakaapat na pala to. Ito yung naalala ko, ito yung nabutan ko nung nag-IPO to, Golden Haven. And then naging Golden Bria pa pala siya. Okay. And then, ito na yung current niya na ngayon, no? Golden MV Holdings. And then, naging ano na siya, or magiging Villar Land, the supposed crown jewel of Villar City. Okay. So, may sinabi siya rito, this kind of rebranding is a classic maneuver to shed old baggage and distract from legacy issues. Ganun pala yun. Di ko alam yun. Basta ako, pag may maling ginagawa yung company and and itinatak ko na siya sa isip ko na ganito pala yung ganito pala gawain ng mga management ng business na to, ganon. Tinatandaan ko lang and iiwasan ko na sila. Okay. More importantly, it enables a shell game where low-cost land assembled by the Villar family over decades is injected into the public company, reclassified as investment property, and revalued dramatically without actual market validation. From 1,420 per square meter, it now claims that part of this land are currently worth 345,000 per square meter. A staggering 24,000% markup, no? Without evidence of actual transaction at those level. So, eto na, suspend siya. Kasi nga, hindi siya nakapag-report eh. Yung latest report niya or disclosure niya is third quarter pa pala of 2024. So, suspended from trading since May 15 of 2025 for failing to file required financial report. Wala siyang mga ganito. Explain how it book 1.33. And sabi pa nila, we believe Villar Land's valuation is widely inflated and its disclosure materially misleading. That's what the article say. Okay. So ako, very simple lang naman ang investing, no? Very simple lang para saan pag-analyze yung valuation ng business. Ano yung earnings potential and cash flows ng business? And ano yung kanyang parang growth trajectory? And from there, gagawin ko siya ng conservative assumptions, blah blah blah. As well as my optimistic or long-term target. And based on my analysis talagang hindi ko nakikita na na mapupunta siya sa ganitong valuation or mag-appear sa akin yung ganitong klase ng 2,300 pesos. Na in fact, ang lowest lang kanina is 26 at 20 to 26 pesos.